Welcome to NIOS, dear learners. The subject today is Home Science, lesson number 8. The title is Preparation of Food. We have done part 1 and 2 of this lesson. This is part 3. Let's begin. Sometimes the vegetables, while we are cooking them, the nutrients get lost because of some elements that we add while cooking. We all need some important nutrients that are present in the vegetables, but these nutrients do get lost. How can we save from getting these nutrients lost? First thing first, any vegetable that you're buying from the market, we have to wash them. After that, you cut them or peel them. Don't peel them and cut them and then wash them because the nutrients get lost. Let's discuss about different vegetables. While they are getting cooked, their nutrients get lost sometimes. Because of the whole procedure of cooking, the nutrients that are present in the vegetables, they get lost. We need these nutrients for our body. They are very important nutrients. So how can we save these nutrients and utilize them for our body? For vegetables, there are certain things we can remember. First and foremost, any vegetable that you are buying, don't peel them and then wash them. First wash them, immediately wash them, and after that you peel them and cut them. While the covering, the skin is still on, you can wash them and after that you cut them so that the nutrients don't get lost. Second thing, when you're buying a lot of time, when we are cooking some vegetables like tomato, onion, potato, etc., they have different kind of nutrients which are already present in them, which help in building our body and providing us energy. But while cooking, these nutrients get lost. With the amount of heat it undergoes, the nutrients get lost. So we can't get those nutrients. We all want to get those nutrients for our growth. So how can we get those nutrients while cooking? So we have to remember certain things about vegetables. For vegetables, when you are buying the vegetables, after you've bought them, don't peel them and then clean them. Wash them before you have peeled the vegetable. Keep the skin on. Why? Because it will provide the nutrients. After cleaning, you can cut and peel them. Second thing you have to remember is, don't cut the vegetables in small ways. Cut large vegetables. Cut into larger pieces, not into smaller pieces. When you are starting to cook, then only cut the vegetables. Don't cut them long before you have cooked them. You are planning to cook it. If you are planning to cook the next morning, don't cut them in the night and keep them in the fridge. That's not a good way to protect the nutrients. Just cut them immediately before you are starting to cook. When you are cooking the vegetable, don't overcook. It loses the nutrients if they are overcooked. So cook only till they are tender and then eat them. So these points will help you retain the nutrients. We have discussed how we can save the nutrients while cooking vegetables. Now let's discuss with fruits like banana, apple, mango, orange, etc. There are certain things which can help you in protecting the nutrients. First and foremost, whenever you are planning to eat the fruit, cut them just before you are planning to eat it. Just check if the fruit's clean and then you eat it. If you have cut the fruit and you've kept in the fridge, it will lose the nutrients. So if you plan to eat just right now, so cut just right now, not before or before that. So always wash the fruits before consuming them. It could have pesticides, etc. You can see apple and chiku in the picture. You can keep the skin and eat them. It's naturally nutrient-full. For cereals, pulses like rice, dal, etc., how can you save the nutrients? Whenever you have bought them and you plan to clean them, always clean the cereals, right? We all do that. Don't overdo it. Avoid repeated or prolonged washing of rice, dal, etc. because it loses the vitamin B complex. So, just wash it minimally. Second thing, when you're washing and soaking, for example rice, you're washing and soaking it. You're soaking it to cook it like for 1 hour or 30 minutes you soak it, and then you start cooking the rice in the cooker. Use the same water, don't throw away that water, because that water has vitamins in it. Some nutrients are present, so it's beneficial water. Avoid cooking cereals with soda. Why? Because soda is not good to preserve the nutrients. The value gets lost while cooking. So don't use soda, use it and cook it naturally. Cereals, for cereals, cook for the shortest time possible and minimum amount of water, not excessive amount of water. For milk, now let's discuss for milk. Any kind of milk you buy from the market, fresh or in packet format, boil the milk. Don't repeatedly boil the milk, don't overboil it again and again, it loses its nutrients. Or don't expose it to the sun. The sunlight, it destroys the essential nutrients that are present in the milk. So it's good if you boil it just once and not excessively. Keep it inside the fridge or room temperature. Now let's discuss the effects of heat in cooking. You can see the change in color. For example, potato, when you're cooking it, its color change. You can visually see it. The potato on the outside, when you cut it and cook it, it becomes soft and dark brown in color. The color changes. For every vegetable or fruit or chicken that you cook, or milk product, for example, you are making carrot and milk halwa, gajar ka halwa, it turns pink. So, the color changes. So, change in color. Next is change in flavor. When it can definitely have an effect of smell in the house. When you are putting jeera, oil, etc. immediately in the house, you can feel that the jeera is coming to your nose. Or you are cooking fish, it has a pungent smell inside the house. So, change in flavor when you are cooking. Third is change in texture. The texture changes into a soft, spongy way. The color changes, the texture changes for vegetables. How can we effectively utilize the leftover food? Some foods that go for waste, how can we avoid that wastage? For example, we have made a pulao and that pulao is excessive, everyone in the family has eaten it and still it's left. What do we do with that pulao? Do we throw it away? No. What we can do is, we can use that pulao with potato and we can make cutlets out of it. We can fry them in the oil and we can use the pulao and make cutlet out of it. Or we have excessive dahi, excessive curd. Instead of throwing it away, we can make it into lassi along with water, or we can make it into yellow curry. That can be done. So, curd can be utilized. So, there are a lot of ways in which the foods can be utilized. Thank you.